Just dropped my kids off at school on the way back home to go into studio. Man, I've got a bunch of things on my mind this morning. A lot of things I want to kind of get off my chest. This YouTube video that I'm about to create, I'm going to show you some things about how it is that I start my day off, which basically starts early in the morning, earlier than now, that is, and goes late into the wee hours of the morning. I got some things I want to reveal to you and, reveal again. I've revealed them before, but some things have changed and I've got some more things I want to reveal to you. So this video is pretty much going to be my tell-all. So here we go. Hey guys, this whole video today is going to be somewhat different than from what I normally do. I'm going to be documenting my day today, but then also I'm going to be telling you about why I'm doing what I'm doing, how I'm doing what I'm doing, where I am in my voiceover career, and how I've gotten here. And I'm not sure why this video is so important for me to do, but I know I get questioned from time to time. I revealed some things last year around this same time about what I was doing and how the next year would roll out. Basically, I've been doing voiceover since about 2006, 2007, somewhere in there. And last January 1st on 2016, it is 2017, May, right now. I think it's, May 24th. And it is 8:53 in the morning. And so last January of 2016, January 1, I decided that I was going to stop everything else I was doing and go all in on voiceover. And I wanted to document my journey in regards to where I was then and where I am now. And I think it's time for me to do another video because I think some people don't really know how it is that I've gotten to where I am and what it is that I'm actually doing. So I want to reveal all of this to you today. So today I've got some work to do. I've got some projects to get done. I've got some auditions to do. And so I'm going to show you some of that process. And towards the end of the video, I'm going to do some serious revealing on Earl Hall Studio, and all that this stuff is about. Okay, so getting into my studio right now, and sorry if the audio isn't all that great for you. I'm using a shotgun mic off of my, what is this? I've got a Samsung 7S Edge is what I record on. And if you don't know, this is what I record all my videos on. I use a little shotgun microphone. Let me show it to you here. You can use, and it's from Rode. And it's a very good mic. You can probably hear the difference in the audio now since I've taken it out. So I'll put it back in. All right, so now the recording is being picked up by this Rode mic. But this is how I record all of my YouTube videos that I do that you guys have seen every morning, Monday through Friday. So I'm starting off my day, actually, not just starting off, but I've held off on doing some things because I wanted to kind of get to this portion of the video to show you what it is that I actually do on a day-to-day basis. Because some people, I talk about grind and don't quit, and you've got to just keep going. I've got all these Facebook notifications coming up, but that's just a part of my day as well. Basically, I know through what I've gotten via email on last evening, I know the different things. And yesterday afternoon, through last evening, through this morning even, I know basically what it is that I have to do through the course of this day. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go to Google. And let me check my notifications here. Okay, that's a comment on one of my YouTube videos. These are just tons of comments that come in every day. And I appreciate the comments and the questions that you folks send in. Let me maybe turn on this light. I don't know if it's going to help you see or if it's going to distract, but we'll see how this goes. So I know from the emails that I got last night, I have a client that's in China. And okay, I just added some more light. I took another one of these lights that I have and just shined it on me. Maybe if I turn this one off, It may even help a little bit more. I think that does. Okay, let's get at it. So basically what I'm going to do, I've got this client in China, and I've been working with them for about almost the past year now. So what I'm going to do is, I know that I've got an end project to do for them, to record, and I've got a demo to make for them as well. So I'm going to start with the demo that I've got here, and basically the email says, "Hi Earl, here's another new one for demo. Refer to sample style without any emotion is okay. Thank you." Okay, so I'm going to download the Word doc, and since they sent me over an example, I'm going to go ahead and download that example so I know what it is that, as far as the sound they're looking for, and what it is that I need to do. This sounds like a real dry read. Okay, so at least I know what that is. There's a lot of little tips and tricks that I have on making sure that you record great audio, know how to edit using a bunch of, not templates, but presets. That's what I was thinking of, presets. In order to make your workflow go a lot better. In this little speeded up portion of the video, I'm just doing a read, but I figured you didn't really want to hear the read that I was doing for this particular demo that I'm doing for my client in China, as well as an end project that I'm getting paid to do for this same client in China. You know, coming up, I'm going to be talking about some very important things. I'm going to be revealing some things to some of you that you've never heard before about Earl Hall, about Earl Hall Studio, and what this is all about. So get ready. Some of you may follow me continually after this. Some of you may not. We'll see. Hey folks, so obviously this video that I'm producing today is a lot different from the videos that I've produced before. From the polished videos that you're used to seeing me produce on my YouTube channel. But I thought that this is important for me to do this type of video. Last year, 2016, January 1st of 2016, I decided to go all in on voiceover. I have done a ton of things over the years, but the one thing that I've done consistently is voiceover, and have been able to generate some significant income from that. And I kind of slipped a little bit. Last year, I wanted to document more of my process of becoming a voiceover artist than I have, because I decided to go all in on it. And for whatever reason, you know, things changed. But I think some things that are changing right now, it's important for me to go back to what I was doing, you know, 16, 18 months ago with this. Literally, I started this all-in journey of this grind and don't quit thing January 1st of 2016. So let me give you a little bit of my backstory, because many of you may not know it unless you've been following me for more than a year. So I'll tell you this. At the end of 2015, it was December, I'll never forget it, I was a bus driver for the city of Milwaukee, is what I did. I no longer do that, and I'll get into that in a bit. But I was a bus driver for the city of Milwaukee. Very well-paying job and everything. And I had this individual get on my bus, and we were just talking, and he told me that he was in voiceover. That's what he told me. And he was saying he was going into the studio and all this other kind of stuff. And he said VO. He didn't say voiceover. He says, well, I do a lot of VO. Well, if you're in voiceover, you know what VO is. So I said, oh, you do voiceover? And he's like, oh, you know what that is? I'm like, yeah, I do that on the side from time to time. That's what I do. And he's like, well, look, I can get you some jobs. Why don't we get together? We can, you know, I can book you in some studio sessions, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not going to go through the whole long story with this, but in a nutshell, none of that happened. None of it. Basically, he basically was just lying, I guess, because he didn't, I don't know, he just felt like making up a story. So none of that came to fruition. But what that day did at the end of January, and it was a couple of days before Christmas when this occurred, and that's kind of when I made up my mind that I'm going to do this. And I thought that what he was presenting was going to be a much better end than anything that I'd ever done. So, but anyway, that did not happen. So literally on January 1st of 2016, I went all in. I re-signed back up on voices.com. I'm still a city bus driver at the time, making good money, all that kind of stuff. Great job to have. Very good income in the city of Milwaukee to be a bus operator. So at any rate, I signed up again on voices.com. I did that for a month. I told myself I'm going to do this for a month. If that doesn't work, I'm not doing that anymore. But all the time while I'm on voices.com, I'm studying and learning on YouTube. On YouTube about marketing. I'm listening to different voiceover coaches, like many of you are familiar with Bill DeWeese. Some of you may be familiar with Mark Scott. Those were the main two that I was paying attention to. And what I realized through listening to them is that there was more information that I needed. A lot of the voiceover coaches, not just these two that I mentioned, but a lot of them have courses and they have things of that nature, and they cost a pretty penny to someone that doesn't have that type of money. Well, I could afford to take the courses, and there was one course that I did take, I think it was April of 2016, last year, on voiceover. That was a pretty good course. But what I discovered through this journey is that, you know what, if I do a little digging, I can really discover a lot of this stuff. And I've said before in some of my videos that it's never been the voiceover coach or coaches that have taught me to do what I do in regards to marketing. And I'm going to say marketing is probably the most important thing that you need to get an understanding of if you have the chops and the skill to do voiceover. So through studying things on YouTube, Google, and blogs and things of that nature, and particularly about marketing, I discovered a lot of this stuff. And I started putting it into action. Not just listening to information, but taking that information and doing it. And what happened is that by May of last year, so it's been a year now since I'm telling this, since May of last year, I've been consistently making money in voiceover. Anywhere from a range of, and I'll give this to you and I'll tell this to you, complete disclosure, anywhere from $800 to $3,500 every month consistently since last May. Now, what I did when the voiceover work started coming in, let me kind of change this a little bit. Sorry about that. To get me a little bit more in frame here. And let me drop down there we go. What was I saying? Okay. When I started really getting in voiceover work, and the bulk of it started coming in from email marketing, because I studied that and I learned for 3 or 4 months how to do email marketing, the tools that you use. I use a tool called Nimble that helps me out. If you go to stepstovoiceoversuccess.com, there's probably a link to Nimble somewhere, but basically it's a content management system to help you with sending emails, keeping track of projects, all that type of stuff. Very, very good. Now, I got that information from Mark Scott on YouTube. He doesn't make a lot of videos anymore, but he's still making videos, so from time to time, but they're usually really short and to a certain specific point, whatever. But anyway, I got Nimble to start handling some of the things that it was that I was doing. And also at that same time in May, I decided to make a shift. So I stopped driving the bus for the city of Milwaukee, stopped being a bus operator. And what I decided to do was move into the garage and work at night. And so last year, May, I became a full-time voiceover artist during the day and work full-time at night. This is my day. Where should I start? I'll start in the morning because that'll make more sense. I wake up Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. And first thing that I do is take my kids to school, come back home to the studio, which I'm in now, And you may be able to see I've got some shots of my green screen area and my studio area and all of that. And this is basically what I do in the morning. The first thing is I come into my studio. Sometimes I start making my videos first. Sometimes I start working on projects first, just like you saw me do earlier. I've still got to go back and finish up some projects and auditions for today, but I didn't want to bore you with all the stuff that I was going to be doing with that. I wanted to show you a little snippet. So anyway, from doing my voiceover work to creating my videos, uploading them to YouTube, doing social media as far as marketing goes, sending out emails and things of that nature. And I'll tell you maybe a little bit later that process if I don't show you in this video. I'm not sure right now which I want to do. So that takes me up to about 2 o'clock. So from about 8:30 when I get back home into my studio up until about 2 o'clock is when I work. So we're 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. 6 hours. At 2 o'clock, I normally go to sleep. Now, that is if I don't have to pick my kids up from school, which I pick them up twice a week. If that's the case, I stay awake until 3 o'clock. I get back home at about 3:45. Then I go to sleep. Then what I do, my alarm clock goes off at 6 o'clock because I have to be at work at 7. So I go to work at night, starting at 7 o'clock, work until 3:30 in the morning, come home, go to bed by 4 a.m., then I'm back up at 7:30. That's my day. Every day that I do that. Now, when I took this job, it was for a specific reason, so that I could work at night, have a specific schedule, so that because if you're a bus operator, there's all kinds of different schedules that you work in the city of Milwaukee. So I took this job position in the garage, and it has a set schedule. 7 at night to 3:30 in the morning with, a half-hour break for lunch. Now, what I do during the time that I'm at work, a lot of you are kind of surprised, or you may be getting it now, because we have downtime. So I can answer email from my customers in Europe, my customers in Saudi Arabia, my customers in China, Australia, and you. When you're sending me emails or you're sending me instant messages, some people are really, really surprised that I'm answering them back. But it's because I'm up in the middle of the night. So I'm answering emails at, 10, 11 o'clock at night, 1, 2, 3 in the morning, or whatever. That's how my day rolls. It's coming to a point now where the work is coming in more and more steady for me. And I'm about to make that leap into letting that nighttime full-time job go and obviously keeping my day job, which is voiceover. I've been doing that schedule that I just told you about since last year. It's been a year since I've been doing that schedule. That's why my hashtag became so important to me that said grind and don't quit. Because when people ask me all the time, well, when should I quit my job to do voiceover full time? When you got work, when you're getting consistent voiceover work, that's what you do. So doing this way has given me a work ethic. Well, I always had a really good work ethic, but doing what it is that I do to build my voiceover career over this past 18 months, it's been a grind. There are days I don't know what's up or down. Sometimes I think you may see my videos, my eyes are puffy, I look tired maybe in some of the videos that I do, even though I try and spruce it up. It was important to me to create this YouTube channel so that I could, and what I say in my YouTube videos, stepstovoiceoversuccess.com is for the brand new up-and-coming voiceover artist that is looking to start, build, and grow a successful voiceover career. And so what I've been doing and what I'm going to do more of now is document this. Those of you that follow Gary Vee, you understand what I say when I say document and show you what it is that's going on. I did this at the beginning of last year to let people know where I was and what I was doing and how I was going to be going over the next year. And so we're here now. It's 18 months in. So where is Earl? At this point, I've done, over the past 18 months, documentaries, regional ad campaigns, a ton of audiobooks, a ton of commercials. I mean, out the yin yang, I've done work on Fiverr, made a lot of money on Fiverr, by the way, and through email marketing efforts that I have, and through people finding me just in general, because of the social media presence that I have, whether it's on YouTube or whether it's on Facebook. The YouTube channel that I have is really growing fast right now. It started out, I made the YouTube channel a year ago, but I didn't do anything with it. And I started basically 6 weeks ago doing the 5-day-a-week thing for YouTube. And so that's going extremely well. And I thought it was important for me to talk to that brand new voiceover artist because I'm where you are, maybe a little bit ahead. Some of you may be a little bit ahead of me or a lot ahead of me, but for some reason you like the content that I produce. The things that I talk about in my YouTube videos are the things that I've done. I don't talk about anything that I don't know. If I don't know it, I don't talk about it. If I haven't done it, I don't talk about it. I talk about the things that I have done to help me get to the point in my voiceover career where I am. And I thought it was important for me to come back and do another video like I did about a year ago to kind of tell you where I am and what I'm doing and document my daily process and what it is that I do. As soon as I get done this video recording and editing it and uploading it and everything else, I still have, like I said, auditions to do, and who knows, some other jobs may come in or whatever. But what I'll be mainly focusing in on, this is what I'll get back to, what I said I'll tell you later. I'm going to be focusing in on a specific sector of marketing today. In Milwaukee, we have this thing called MMAC, Milwaukee Metropolitan something or another, but it's like the Chamber of Commerce that's here in Milwaukee. And I'm going to go through that website because they have all of their members. These are business owners, some big, some small. But it seems like a lot of them do commercials. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through that website and I'm going to cherry pick some folks to send some emails to. And if you've heard anything about what I do is in regards to marketing, I hate templates. I do not use templates. Every email that I send as far as marketing goes is custom because it has to be. It's got to stand out and it's got to speak directly to that person that you're trying to connect with. This is why my email marketing campaigns have been so successful, because I don't send out templated emails. I don't believe in them. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to look at, maybe 10 to 20 companies today, kind of put out a spreadsheet. I'm going to find out I have the company name. I'll find out who the contact person is there specifically in the marketing department that does, whether they're the creative director, the marketing executives, whatever it is. And I'm going to find out about them specifically. I'm going to do a little stalking on them on social media to see what they like, what they talk about, whether it's on Facebook, Twitter. I'm going to find this stuff out. And this takes a little while, but the fruits of this type of marketing have a very specific type of benefit. It works. Because you can speak directly to a person as opposed to at a person. And so I've got some email marketing. I've got a whole long training session on stepstovoiceoversuccess.com that you can kind of take a look at. And it's free to join. That was another thing. I got so disgusted through last year with all of these courses that voiceover coaches have that cost $400, $900, whatever, for you to learn voiceover. And I said, you know what? Brand new folks coming into the industry, they can't afford this, especially if they're, unemployed or they're trying to do a new career shift or whatever. They can't afford this. I didn't take those courses because I didn't feel like I needed them. I understand voiceover, and I've been doing voiceover for years, but I decided to go all in because I want to do this the rest of my life. If you don't know, I'll be 48 years old this October. So, yeah, I'm almost 50. But at any rate, I decided that this is what I wanted to do going into the second half of my life. This is what I want to do from here on out because I love doing voiceover. So With that being said, and understanding that I knew voiceover and I've had coaching, and I do believe in coaching. I do believe in having someone that can help you with your delivery, tell you maybe some things that you want to do or change, or to help you get out of a certain flow that you may be in that's bad as far as your delivery goes. And there's some good coaches out there. I struggle to name them that I've used because, you've got to find a coach that works for you. And I think that you'll find one if you start looking for a coach. But I wanted to focus in on the brand new voiceover artists because I don't think anyone is. I think most people that are out here doing coaching or voiceover or anything like that, they're focusing in on already being established. And they're talking about rates and what you should charge. And you guys have probably all heard the whole thing and the whole rant about voiceover pricing and people working on Fiverr or freelance sites and devaluing voiceover and whatever. Let me tell you this, make your money. Make your money. However it is that you can make it. There are steps, I think, for everyone. And if you're starting off as a freelancer and you've got low rates, you do that until you can get some consistent work. That's how I started. And then I consistently started raising my prices to fit me more because I was getting more experience. Now I'm at the point where I'm booking jobs. If you saw the video yesterday, I booked the first job that I've gotten that I actually have to go into a studio to record for a statewide commercial, radio commercial that's going to be airing here in Wisconsin. But I think there are definite stages in this whole voiceover game. I think there's a beginner stage, and I think there's a mid-range, and then I think there's the high end. I've crossed over into that mid-range at this point. This is where I am. My basic, when I get jobs now, they're in the $200 to $600 range. Those are the jobs that I get now. When I first started, we were talking $20 to $100 range when I first started. And that's how I really built my career. And I built my resume. And that resume is important. Those jobs that you've done so that you can have a demo and create a demo. And speaking of demos, I'm going to shout this from the hilltops. If you're a voiceover artist brand new in 2017, besides learning the craft of voiceover and learning how to market, you better learn how to create your own demo at the stage that you're at. I'm going to say that till the cows come home. Once you get where I'm heading into now, this is where I'm looking to, get a professional $2,000 demo made, because those will be the things that I go into studios to produce. And with that regard, why I say, if you don't know, why I say that you need to learn how to make your own demo and understand your DAW, the software that you use to create your voiceover, is because, look, if you're sending out your demo to prospects and they're listening to the demo and then they send you a job and you can't produce that quality in the demo that you've sent them, they're not going to hire you. They're not going to do it. So produce a demo to the skill level that you have and get the work at the level that you can get it until you can get better and make more money. It's just the steps. And so many times I think no one's talking about that. They just want you to go and get a $2,000 demo made, and that's how you're going. And some of you think, well, if I get this demo, I'm going to get a bunch of work. No. Most of the work that you're going to get now is going to be produced in your own studio. And the farther into the future that we go, if you're not producing your own stuff, you're not going to be one of the voiceover artists that are getting work. Times are changing. So many times the information that people give you for voiceover is information based on past stuff. It's information based on what worked for them 20, 15, 10 years ago. It's not the same anymore. You need to look for people that are going to give you information that's going to help you go into the future. And the future is the home studio. Period. Period. The future is the home studio. Make sure that you become a practitioner of marketing, you become a practitioner of learning your DAW inside and out, and become an audio engineer, because you're going to need to be that or have a partner that does it for you, one or the other. But you've got to be able to produce this stuff within your own studio, because the market is changing, and the old guard, the people that have been in voiceover for 10, 15, 20 years, they're upset about it. They're upset about the lower prices. Believe me. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with getting paid a lot of money. There's not. But the market dictates all of this, and the market is saying something right now. and it needs to be talked about and discussed. And that's why I talk to the brand new and up-and-coming voiceover artists the way that I do. Because I need you to see what's coming in the future, not what happened last year or the year before or a decade ago. What's coming is what's coming, and the future is the home studio. Period. End of story. If you don't agree, tell me why in the comments. I'd love to hear that. So anyway, I hope this video, it's been kind of long, I know, and it's a lot different from what I normally do, but I thought it was important to do this. So whatever else you think you may want to know about Earl Hall and Earl Hall Studio, ask me in the comments or shoot me an email at earlhallvo@gmail.com. And in the subject line, put VO question. You guys have a great day. I got to get back to work. It is 10 o'clock right now as I'm making this video. I've got a few more hours of grinding to do as far as marketing goes. And then I'm going to go to sleep and get up to go to my full-time night job. But that's going to end pretty soon. Stay tuned and you're going to see how soon. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.